Welcome back, everybody, to the Tyler Keller Show. We're going to be talking about Oregon football today, which I'm going to do this of a review of 2018 and what they have for 2019. And before the 2019 season comes next year, I will probably do a preview of the season overall once again. This will be like a quick preview of it, but for 2018 review, they started off with Bowling Green. They won 58-24. With that game, I can remember, the defense really looked shaky on some parts. Bowling Green was not that good of a team. They didn't get a ball game this year, I'm pretty sure. So, the defense didn't look that good, and the offense looked good, but it was against Bowling Green. So, start off with a win. Portland State was a win. I ain't going to talk about that game. San Jose State. Now, this team was bad. And Nevada, the week before, held them and scored more points than Oregon did. I was really worried about this. I was like, oh my God, this does not look good. I didn't even get to watch the game, but I just knew it was an ugly game. We only won by 13 to a team that was not good at all. Then we go to the fourth game of the season at home against Stanford. Prime time game on ABC. Kurt Herbstreit, Chris Fowler. Game day. I was excited. I even posted a picture on Instagram with this shirt on. Time for game day, excited to face Stanford and, hopefully beat them and and everyone enjoy your college football Saturday. That's what I said. We dominated Stanford through 2.5 quarters. And halfway through the third to the fourth, and I believe we lost in overtime. I really cannot remember that right now, but we lost no matter what. This was a terrible loss. Because you look at Stanford now, they fell off just like we did a little bit. So we could have been, 4-0 here. Next game, I think we have a bye week or something like that. And we face Cal. At Cal. And this game was a lot better offensively overall. But defensively, Cal wasn't a good offensive team at all. We allowed Cal 24 points off 2 quarterbacks that were running the ball and could not throw worth a damn. But it was an overall better team performance, and we won. So right there, we could have been 5-0. 5-0 heading into our rival, Washington. That the game is at home. So here we go. We get our redemption of facing I think they were top 10 then. And at home, we got one of our rivals. We got our asses beat the last 2 years. Oh, dear God. We lost 77-21 one year. Thanks to that awful quarterback named Jeff Locke. And then we had a freshman, Justin Herbert, in. So, didn't help. Then he was out. He was out for the sophomore. And we had We had that freshman in there. Oh my gosh, Burmaster Braxton. So we awfully gotten our asses whooped by Washington the last 2 years. We've owned Washington before that. So this game went to overtime. It was let's see. It was tied. What was it? 39-yard field goal, something like that. If you hear noise, I apologize. They're doing something down there. My parents. But I think it's a 39-yard field goal. And legit, I am in a stance watching the TV like this. I can't. I'm not going to do it. But like I'm in a stance like watching like oh my god like I'm over here doing this. You would have thought I was there in Eugene. And when that freshman kicker, kicked it and it was to the right and missed it, and I saw we were going to overtime, you should have heard me. I was yelling, I was cussing, I was so happy. But then I was like, dang, overtime, can we do it? We stopped Washington for a field goal. I was like, okay, this is our chance. 3rd and goal from the 5. This was when the play calling in this game, even though Justin Herbert didn't do good, the play calling was amazing in this game. So they did a lot of Dylan Mitchell, moving from this right side to the left. Well, normally they let him just go and then they hike it. They did it before, handed it off to C.J. Burdell and he just ran up the middle, and the right guard, I think it was, I guess Warmack got hurt. Dallas Warmack got hurt. It was Brady. He got Jacob. He transferred because I don't think he was going to play. But he got like the key block on the linebacker for Ferdell to be wide open for 5 yards for the touchdown to get the win. So this was a huge win. But we could have been 6-0 here. Probably top 6. Something like that. But we're 5-1 at this time. So, we got a lot of stuff, working out for us. 5-1. Beat our rivals. So we go into Washington State. This man, Mike Leach, has owned Oregon. It was no damn difference this year. Go into Washington State. I don't even know what team I watched the first half. They played better in the second half, but Washington State's raid offense killed Oregon. And it wasn't even like the long passes. It's just Washington State plays their best game against Oregon no matter what. I swear they do. And I think it's just one of those things. So we lose to them 34-20. I wasn't too surprised, but I was like, dang, let's get over the hump and beat Mike Leach. Didn't happen. So at this point, we're 5-2. So, still can win the Pac-12, right? We just need, Washington State to lose once. And we already got the tiebreaker over Washington at this point. So we're good, right? Stanford is falling apart at this time a little bit. You can tell they're not as good. So Stanford wasn't even in the situation of winning. Like, they were there, but you didn't think they was going to win. We go to Arizona next week, a pretty bad Arizona team. We go into Arizona, and this has got to be the worst game, one of the worst Oregon games I've ever watched in my life. Um, I'm texting a buddy and we talk about football all the time. Colton, you've seen him on my channel before with college football picks. I'm texting him. I said, "Are you watching this Oregon and Arizona game?" I think it was on Fox, FS1, Fox Sports One. I said, "Are you watching this game?" No, what's going on? I'm like, please just turn it and watch. Watch just 5 minutes of it. He's like, what is going on with y'all? I'm like, you tell me. This was an up to date for me. This is the worst Oregon game I've watched in my life. Um, yes, so the loss to Stanford killed me as a fan. But this one to Arizona was way worse, in my opinion. Yeah, we had a big lead against Stanford, but losing to a team like Arizona that wasn't even that good shouldn't have happened at all. Shouldn't have. Um, to be honest, I hope they're ready. I hope Oregon is ready for that game against Arizona next year on the schedule. I really hope so. Because that would be my number one game marked on the list. We better be ready for this game. Because that was an embarrassing loss. We go back home next week. Chip Kelly's return. UCLA team that's struggled a lot, but they're getting better a little bit at that point. We beat them by 21. Not much to say about this, but I can remember Hugo was amazing this senior year for him. I think it really helped him with his draft stock. I could see him really getting drafted. He had a punt return. I can remember him. He just done really, really good this UCLA game. But he done good all this year. So that's someone that I'm so glad, I've watched throughout the years and look at how good he's gotten. Now, Thomas Graham, how he's gotten beaten freshman year. This is a sophomore year. He's gotten beaten a little bit, but he's improving. I feel like he's going to the same steps as Hugo did when he was younger, and I think Thomas Graham is going to be that good next cornerback. Hopefully next year he'll grow even more and more. So we won by 21 there. So at this point, we're for, let's see, 6-3. A little scary. So I'm like, maybe we can win the next 3 games, then do it with the bowl game. Well, we go into Utah. They're starting quarterback. This happened all in a week. Starting quarterback, starting running back, out for the game. I was like, oh yeah, okay. With their starting quarterback and running back, I would have had Utah winning this one probably by 10 or 14. So when I saw they were out, I was like, oh yeah, we might win by a touchdown or maybe something like that. Well, to my surprise, their backup running back and quarterback did probably just as good as the starters would have done. Maybe not to the extent, but yeah, we went into Utah, and that crowd was pretty good for Utah. I'm not going to lie. We lose by a touchdown, and I'm like, dang, you just can't do that. Some of these losses, like, especially with, I can understand Washington State. To me, we should have been, let's see, 11-1. 11-1. And why I say that is we shouldn't have lost to Stanford. Washington State, okay, I'll give Washington State that. Arizona, no. Utah, with their starters out, that quarterback and run back, no way we should have lost that one. But it is what it is now. We go to Arizona State. This is senior night. We win by 2. It was a tough win. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little tough win. But I'm glad to get those seniors out and everything. We were up by like 14 with 8 minutes to go or something, and the crowd left. I hope they fix that, the student section, because they left like thinking the game was over. No. Civil War game at Oregon State. You already know. We whooped their ass. 55-15. So we're 8-4, which for Mirror Crystal Ball's first year, that is not bad. But you see how I'm talking, how we could have done a lot more better. That's just me. So the bowl game. Today is New Year's. Bowl game was yesterday. When I tell you this was a tough ball game to watch, even as an Oregon fan, because, we're used to offense, right? But the defense came to play. And if the defense didn't come to play in this game at all, I'd hate to see how bad Michigan State might have beat us. Because this defense, Troy Dye, Jordan Scott did a lot of good stuff. Jelks was disruptive because they had him moving everywhere. Lamar Winston was good. Justin Hollins was good. Everyone on that defense, Hugo, Jelvin, him. Everyone on the defense to Thomas Graham, all of them did really, really good. I'm trying to now pick it. I'm trying to say everybody because they really deserve it. They really do. You got Draydon. Oh, man. I'm trying to name everybody. And then that Apollo. Because they really do deserve it. Because that defense came to play. And we won 7-6. There's a lot of plays that was very, very questionable. So we end the season, 9-win season, 9-4. Not bad at all for a first-year coach. But just imagine this. I said I could see him being 11-1 easily. Maybe 10-2. That 11-1, that could be a college football playoffs. Justin Herbert is back for 2019. Everyone has announced except Dylan Mitchell and Troy Dye. Mitchell comes back. We have all starters back for 2019 on offense. With the weapons coming in, top 5 recruiting class, which Micah Pittman, Shane Dollars, I could see a lot of them getting PT, really. I could see Pittman definitely getting PT because Jalen Red did really good. If Mitchell comes back, I think Pittman could be that third option because Johnny Johnson, I think Pittman would just fit in better. I think he would do better. Because with Red and Mitchell, Red caught about everything that came his way. Mitchell struggled in the first half, but you knew Dylan Mitchell was not going to struggle for the entire game. He just does not do that. And I think Mitchell and Troy Dye is coming back. I think it would. I said this on Twitter. For Mitchell, I think it would benefit him a lot to come back 1 year. I think it would help his draft stock a little bit, but I support him no matter what he does. Troy Dye, I don't think he really needs the year. I'm not going to lie. I think he'll get drafted because he's what he's done really, really, really good. through the 3 years. He's the best linebacker Oregon has had since Alonzo. And he's probably the best linebacker from Oregon I've seen play. But I'd like to have him back for one more year. I think they could. And I think they will actually come back. With that being said, let's talk about 2019, the schedule a little bit. And I guess I'll predict what their record is going to be. This will be the first prediction, and then before the season, I'll talk about it a little bit more, knowing what the depth chart and all of that is going to be. We start off against an SEC school in Auburn and Dallas, probably in Jerry Jones's stadium. You know what? I don't know what to expect from this game. I really don't. Because I don't know who Auburn's going to have at quarterback. Because you have Justin Fields that could transfer there. Jalen Hurts also. I don't know. I really don't know. So that game is questionable for me. I'd love, and when I tell you I love to go to this game, I don't know if I will or not. Depends where the money's at, especially then. But I'd love to go to this game in Dallas. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the win. I think we're going to try to do a big statement and be like, look, we can compete with SEC schools, and this is where it starts. So I'm gonna go with a win right now because I don't know. I really don't know what Auburn is going to have or who is going to even be at quarterback, because I know their quarterback is going to the NFL draft. Against Nevada, I think that's a win. Montana, that's a win, 3-1. At Stanford, I don't know what Stanford's going to look like. Bryce Love is gone. I don't know if their quarterback's gone or not. I don't know. But I'm going to go with a win there also. I think we're going to go 4-0. Bye week. At home, it gets Cal and Colorado. I think those are wins. That's 6-0. At Washington, it's going to be really, really tough. You got Jacob Easton at quarterback, I do believe, former Georgia quarterback. With weapons they normally have, wide receivers, they might not be the best, but they always get it done. I think we do beat them again, though. So that's 7-0. Washington State at home. This is going to be the big hunt for us. I don't know who they're going to have at quarterback because that good quarterback they got this year, Mistro, he's a senior. But just because of that, I'm going with the Oregon wins, making it, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-0. USC, they're young and everything, but I just don't think they're going to be back all the way. So that's 9. We have another bye. That's weird. That's 2 bye weeks. Arizona's a win. Arizona State at Arizona State. That's going to be a tough game, but that's a win. Oregon State's a win. Now, I do have, with that being said, I have us being undefeated. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be the case. We're going to have one loss somewhere. But to be honest, I cannot pinpoint the loss yet because I don't know what the teams are going to be looking like. I know Auburn's going to have a good defense, but I don't know quarterback situation. Stanford's the same way. Washington State. Washington, I know what they're going to have, but I just don't see us losing to Washington. Washington State, I can see us losing, but I don't know what their quarterback situation. But I'm going to say we're going to have one loss somewhere. One loss, but I don't know where. That's my early little thing for Oregon. So, with that being said, and almost 25 damn minutes in, anybody that follows Oregon, if you happen to be watching this, because I don't know, I don't think anyone really pays attention to Oregon that watches me, but if you do, and you happen to see this on YouTube and everything, you can subscribe to me, because I'll talk about Oregon stuff all the time. So, if you enjoyed this long ass thing, please smash that like button for me. Comment down below. Comment down below if you want me to do other teams. If you want me to do other teams, I will legit research the teams as good as I can and really talk about them. I'm not lying. I'll talk about them. So with that being said, I will see you guys next time here on the Tyler Gillis Show.